Hello everybody, David Schuster here. Donald Trump is now reconsidering U.S. efforts to ban TikTok. And Trump's actions reveal even more about his populist ambitions than they reveal about the controversy over the Chinese-owned social media giant itself. A federal appeals court recently upheld a congressional law blocking TikTok, clearing the way for a ban to begin in January. But Donald Trump is having some misgivings, thanks to the boost that TikTok provided to his election campaign.
You know, I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok because I won youth by 34 points. And there are those that say that TikTok had something to do with that. Now, Joe Rogan did, and some of the other people that were recommended by my son Barron, he knew names. I said, who is that? Tell me, who's that? Dad, you got to be kidding. I can't believe you don't know. And I did those interviews, and it was actually sort of cute. Do you want to know the truth? But we did them, and that had an impact. But TikTok had an impact, and so we're taking a look at it. But you know, we won youth. Republicans are always 30 points down in youth. I don't know why, but we ended up finishing. There was one poll that showed us down about 30. We were 35 or 36 points up with young people.
TikTok has over 170 million users in the United States, and the app is extremely popular with younger Americans. U.S. lawmakers and national security officials have long had suspicions about TikTok's ties to China. Democrats and Republicans have warned that the Chinese government could use TikTok to spy on and collect data from American users or influence the U.S. public by amplifying or suppressing certain content. Also, Chinese national security laws require Chinese-owned companies to cooperate with intelligence gathering. So last April, Congress passed a foreign assistance package that included provisions giving TikTok 9 months to sever ties with its Chinese corporate owner, ByteDance, or lose access to app stores and web hosting services in the United States. President Biden signed the bill into law, and it is scheduled to take effect on January the 19th. Donald Trump tried to ban TikTok during his first term, but reversed his position during the 2024 presidential campaign. Trump takes office on January the 20th. Blocking or stopping the TikTok ban would fit with Trump's appeal to populism. There are countless working-class Americans who use TikTok to promote their business and generate revenue. So if Trump saved TikTok, that would be a big win for Americans who rely on the social media app, as well as for people who just like to use TikTok to post or watch interesting videos. Here's something else that seems to be part of the Trump equation. The political forces that are against TikTok are part of the establishment of both major U.S. political parties. So an anti-establishment position that has some practical appeal to younger Americans may be hard for Donald Trump to resist. Trump loves cutting against the status quo and the establishment, and helping TikTok survive in the United States would be a clear and direct shot against the establishment that Donald Trump despises, or at least he says he despises.
It does seem he's making the point that he knows if TikTok goes away, it might be a problem for young voters. TikTok today asked the Supreme Court to block this ban, but is there anything, considering this was a law passed by both chambers of Congress and signed, that Trump can really do to stop this?
There are ways that he can stop this, but the ban technically takes effect the day before he becomes president, so there would probably be at least some temporary interruption. It doesn't look like any court's going to step in, but there are ways that the president has of executing the law that can help TikTok.
There are also some indications that for all of the fears about TikTok providing information about Americans to China, the Chinese government is already getting user information about Americans from several other social media apps. Here's the BBC headline from a few years ago. Facebook confirms data sharing agreements with Chinese firms. Quote, Facebook has confirmed it has a data sharing partnership with Chinese firms including Huawei, a company U.S. intelligence previously flagged as a security threat. So there is an argument that one of the reasons U.S. lawmakers are trying to ban TikTok is not because of security concerns per se, but rather because lawmakers want to help other social media platforms. If TikTok goes away in the United States, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and other platforms will get even more traffic and business. And guess which tech companies have been giving campaign donations to lawmakers across the U.S. political spectrum? You guessed it, the companies that own Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and other TikTok rivals. But the political activism goes even further in some cases, as the Verge headline says Facebook funded anti-TikTok campaign through GOP firm. Quote, Facebook's parent company, Meta, has been paying one of the most prominent Republican consulting firms to run a nationwide campaign to sow distrust about one of the company's top competitors, TikTok, according to a new report from the Washington Post. The firm, Targeted Victory, reportedly planted op-eds and letters to the editor in major local and regional newspapers across the country. Now, back to Donald Trump. He has also been the beneficiary of campaign donations from TikTok rivals, but Trump has also gotten campaign dollars from TikTok lobbyists and supporters. And since Donald Trump's election victory, there has been a steady stream of Silicon Valley CEOs visiting Trump in Mar-a-Lago. Here's the Axios headline. Everybody wants to be my friend, Trump brags after tech CEOs seek audiences. The tech requests for friendship are a bit of a change from Donald Trump's first administration, when the tech CEOs and Donald Trump seemed to be constantly fighting each other. The bottom line is that Donald Trump has even more power now over Silicon Valley companies and its adversaries, including TikTok. With a policy move one way or the other and a stroke of the pen, Trump could cost or enrich these companies by billions of dollars. The tech companies know it. Donald Trump knows it. What's unclear is whether Trump is going to make his decisions based purely on who flatters him the most and gives him or his family members the most money, or will Trump decide the fate of these social media companies based on the best safety and security interests of the American people? By most accounts, Donald Trump is sorting out all of the arguments for and against TikTok and the other social media giants. Relatedly, even though Donald Trump admits he doesn't understand how some of these platforms work, he knows that TikTok and others helped him with younger voters who provided a crucial Trump election boost. So will Donald Trump now pay back TikTok by saving it? Will Trump boost TikTok's rivals? The only certainty seems to be that Donald Trump will make his decision based on his populist impulses, his gut feelings, and his narcissism. That can be a toxic combination with Donald Trump, and it's leaving TikTok and its rivals even more uncertain and anxious. I'm David Schuster. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. We also love it if you hit the join button below, because that makes you a member, and members allow us to be independent, honest. We can be as progressive as we want, no corporate media influence, and that's all because of you guys. We love doing the show with our members. Hit the join button, become one of the Young Turks.